What are you gonna do like next Friday?
I don't know. She invited me to go play tennis, so I'm gonna play tennis with her.
You know the problem is with dates, and I feel like maybe it's just me, but you know I'm always afraid like who's gonna bring up like the weird conversation 1st. Like it's okay having like deep conversations, but it's like then you get conversations of hey, like I like putting things in people's asses. You're like yo. And like you don't know if you waste time or anything.
You're like, I need to get the fuck out of here. That's all.
Oh, we're live by the way.
Oh shit, that's
we're
how you
live.
Started it?
We're live. That's how we're going.
Caught me off guard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Listen. I
fucking
just
talk about shoving shit in her ass.
It's not. I don't think it's just shoving shit in our ass. Essentially, what I think it just goes to is it's just like one of those things where it's like, hey, listen, if you go on a date, it's fine, and if you're enjoying if you're enjoying yourself, you're gonna be doing more and more dates. But one of those things where it's like, yo, like bringing up the weird conversations, because like the sex conversation is one thing, but bringing up like, hey, like I enjoyed our time last night, like I want to put something in you now, be like, back the fuck up. That's where I draw the line. It's like, okay,
dude, it's like you get into such weird conversations sometimes, and like kind of like what you're pointing at, it's like this is getting scary.
It is. It gets terrifying.
Way too scary.
It is.
And you're just like, I don't know if I'm willing to cross that line.
I don't know. You always ask yourself, like, at what point, like, does your mind saying, I'm not crossing that line? So it's like, I'll consider crossing that line.
No, well, yes, 100%.
Like, it's like a girl you just met on Bumble or Hinge. You're not putting anything in me, but your wife. Maybe.
I feel like we've had this conversation with some of our friends that have like long-term girlfriends, and I love hearing their answers.
I've asked most of our friends if their wives have pegged them yet.
Yeah. Most of them are willing to do that.
I think so. I think so too.
I mean, I guess a lot of it is like how comfortable you are with a person.
I'm super comfortable with our friends' wives and our friends. Well, you heard it a few days ago.
Yeah.
I was asking our one friend who I'm not going to name right now, like, I was genuinely curious if he bottomed or not the night he hooked up.
Oh my God. You're talking about that conversation.
It bothered me, like to a point where like I wouldn't say I was losing sleep about it, but I wanted to know.
I feel like that was a mystery for almost a year at this point, right? Since last June.
I think like next week would be a year. Yeah, that's what it would
June,
be.
Yeah, you're right.
June. But
you want to give context to that? I feel like that story is so good. Granted, we don't want to drop names right at the moment.
We're not going to name drop, but
that conversation was great.
Essentially, what I did was. Well, I played along with the bit. I've been going on with the bit for a year.
You've been going for close to a year.
Yeah, because I'm dedicated. I feel like that's gonna fall.
It's gonna fall. I think.
I feel like if it falls, I think it's gonna be hilarious because I'll just switch to like your cam or something. Be like, yo, Paul, entertain them. But yeah, the whole set might fall apart. But I don't care. If it falls apart, it falls apart. I would do this podcast in a fucking parking lot if I could. But yeah, so for context. Essentially, we had a wedding last year. One of our good friends got married. And during the festivities after, aside from me banging the maid of honor and dating the maid of honor at the time.
Fully in love with the maid of honor.
Another one of our friends who I would describe as open-minded. He is the epitome of a hole is a hole.
Yeah, literally the epitome of a hole is a hole.
I love him because of how comfortable he is with his sexuality and because of how funny he is with it.
I appreciate his comfortability with that.
With us specifically.
And I love the fact that we allow him to do, like not allow, that's the wrong word to use, but we're not afraid.
We allow it.
Well,
we allow it.
We're not afraid of him to speak up, basically.
No, we're not. And he knows we're coming with the ammo.
Oh, yeah,
like
100.
No one is safe in our friend group.
No.
Like you could be disabled. You could have. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my mind.
Be disabled.
You
handicapped.
You could be handicapped, disabled. You could have a fucking speech impediment. Whatever it is, we are going to make.
Regardless of our getting roasted.
You could have cancer. And we're still going to make fun of you. We don't care.
100%. But we care for you.
We care for you, but we're going to roast you.
Continue the outline.
So the outline was we're at the wedding and
That's so good.
our best friend, his wife to be, whom we love very much. I think it should be added how much we love her. her sibling is a transgender, female to male. And our friend, like I said, he enjoys all colors of the rainbows and all anatomy of the human body.
It can be whatever.
He prefers holes and appendages, either one. And while we were all getting ready, because it was an early wedding, we were done about 5, 6. And while some of us were being carried to the shuttle because we were annihilated, he had the biggest grin on his face, dabbed some of us up, and we never saw him again until the end of the night. Yeah. And me, as a naturally curious person, I wanted to know what went on in that room. Like, I know they had sex, but you ever see people and you're curious about the logistics of their sexual lives?
Well, more so not just
all the time. That's me. Mm-hmm. That's me every single day. That's all I care about. Is like, I need to know. Like, I need to know, like, not only how are you having sex, but like, how's it working? So for a year, I asked him, did you bottom that night? For a year. Like, I was dedicated to it. And he never gave me an answer until I finally got him.
Yeah, two nights ago,
last night, I finally got him. Maybe we were up to like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was just asking him all these personal questions, being funny with it. And then I just ended with, so did you bottom that night? Even one of our friends was like, is that what you were going with this the whole time? And he answered me. I think that's why I slept so well last night. Because
I think you were excited. The fact that it was like a whole year mystery, and then it's just
it was a whole year of figuring out if my friend like got something shoved in his ass. I swear to God,
it's crazy. But I'm happy for him. He was happy. I remember
he got something in his ass.
I remember that he was smiling, dapped all of us up. Like,
when he got back to the room, it was funny because we were all high. And yes, we live in a state where marijuana is legal. So,
Freeze.
I need to fucking FBI gonna kick in the studio door. Like, get the fuck down. It's like, I'm not a drug peddler. I'm just smoking weed. Yeah. So it was pretty great.
I'm happy.
We have another wedding coming up in August.
I can't wait for that wedding.
I think what's funnier about that wedding is it's international. It's like we're going to another country.
A lot of us are getting, well, not myself, but like a lot of our friend group is getting passports for the first time.
Yeah.
Leaving the country for the first time.
First time leaving the country in 10 years.
Yeah. So it's crazy.
I haven't left. Part of the reason I don't think I've left is because besides being poor.
That's a great reason why.
That's a great reason. Just can't travel. Just poor. I haven't really given travel much thought. It's like the past maybe 2 years of my life. Mm-hmm. I said I really want to start traveling more. Yeah. So like even
start realizing there's more to life. Yeah, than that's just staying around there. Kind of what we touched upon last week, where
when we're
talking about like staying in the same area that you were raised in.
Oh yeah.
I feel like when you start getting older, like you said, like once I started getting higher up in age, being 27 now.
Yeah.
I want to leave more. I want to explore more. I want to see all the different opportunities. Mm-hmm. So like the job we basically work in, we're talking to people from all over. And sometimes you just hear stuff from like different places, whatever, California, Texas, Florida. And it's just the way of life is so different outside of Jersey. Don't get me wrong. I love Jersey. Jersey's been great to me. I have really no complaints other than how dirty Jersey is. I wouldn't
go as far as to say I love it.
I love it. I like Jersey.
I definitely wouldn't do that.
But when you start speaking to a lot more people, it's like, whoa, there's a lot more.
There's a lot more than, like I said, last week. There's a lot more. It's in like the 07047 fucking zip code. Like,
exactly.
You know how they say life begins outside your comfort zone? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Life begins outside your zip code. Like, just leave your county and zip life code, begins.
Everything. But, sorry, this topic was like in regards to the flight that we're taking to the wedding.
No, it was actually our friend's asshole and like what went inside of it.
But I'm not gonna go talk about my friend's asshole for the next hour. I'm glad he likes shit up his ass.
I mean, yeah, man, that's all you could hope for in life for your boys. Just they're getting what they want in their ass.
What makes them happy. I'm happy for them.
I guess so,
and I applaud them, and I'll help them look for another person too. Shit.
I think the worst part about this is just how straight faced I am talking about it.
Yeah, I mean,
because how serious I am about like wanting to know.
Care for our friend, and I care for his happiness.
I don't think the word care, obsessed, is the word I would use.
Obsessed?
I think I'm obsessed with my friends, like their love lives. Like I need to know my friends are getting laid, because if they're not getting laid, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Like I feel like you as a person, you are judged on your friend group.
100%.
And our friend group if just the public eye were to see them, we're probably going to prison, and two, most likely people are going to think we are just nothing but Neanderthals.
Yeah, fucking gorillas. You know?
Like Planet of the Apes, like exactly like us. Like one of us is Caesar, and we just lead the pack of apes. I would definitely say like I'm Maurice, like the big fat orangutan. I love that dude. Just like giving signs and shit.
That's like the other day when we did the deep dive in the Discord with the photos, like all the incriminating stuff that we have.
I wouldn't use the word incriminating and fucking on a podcast, my man. Like people are gonna like evidence like we're committing crimes and stuff.
No,
I would say it's that, but it's also, listen, man. People are young and stupid. And
yeah, 100%.
We were just definitely younger and stupider.
Yeah,
with some of the shit we were doing, but
good memories though, honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, leaving the country. I also became like the group planner. I became like the dad and mom of the group,
which I appreciate wholeheartedly. Yeah, I just want to put down the money. Just tell me what I need to do.
That's because that's the type of person I am. Like, I don't mind going anywhere. From like, our friends can be like, "Yo, I'm getting married in Japan, and if it's $3,000, I'm gonna drop $3,000 for my friend. I'm gonna find a way to make it work." And just tell me when I have to pay. Like, don't tell me it's this day. And it's like, all right, how much do I owe? And it's like, don't be giving. Like, I've never seen someone audibly give me a question mark in their response. Like, I asked certain people like questions, and then they gave me the answer, and I was just like, I've never felt a question mark personified in speech. That's crazy.
So crazy.
So it's funny though. But
when are we planning on going to Japan?
I'm gonna say I think 2025 is the goal for Japan, because the rule is if we don't go on a group before 2026, the Discord's getting
yes, and then we're just
because then it's 10 years. That server will be 10 years old.
Yeah, we haven't done
anything as a group. Even though we've done a lot of things as a group, we've never left the country as a group.
Yeah,
so I think
it's a big trip.
Yeah, it's an expensive trip too. I think right now flights are like $1,300.
$1,300 plus hotels. Let's just say another 1,000.
Not even like the pass we need for the train, which is like $600.
Is it really?
Yeah, but I don't know. I still have to look into it. I'm gonna be honest. Like I have a Google Doc with some of the information, just not as detailed as it probably could be.
Yeah, but I mean, we still have like a good amount of time.
Yeah, we're going like June of next year.
Yeah, so we're good.
Some of our friends are teachers, so we have to wait till they're
at
done with their fucking slave job.
Can't call out when you want. You have to stay there every single day.
100%. I could never. Even though I don't know. We want to talk about jobs.
I want to talk about jobs.
I really don't want to talk about jobs.
They're an evil necessity.
Evil necessity. Okay. I think money is the evil necessity.
Money is the evil necessity.
Listen, I will say this. I will say this. If you have a job that you love and you enjoy the money that you make, regardless of what level of life that gives you, I'm happy for you. However, most jobs blow.
Yeah.
Most people are getting paid shit.
100.
And that's why everybody's miserable.
Yeah, they're stressed.
I just happen to be one of those people. I'm very grateful that my jobs provided me opportunities to get my own place, my own car. Like I live a very budgeted life, but I have a lot to show for it.
Yeah.
However, I can't fucking stand getting up and having to work 5 days a week. Like the I feel like the rewards just don't outbalance it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like sometimes jobs are like when we show up to work, it's just like, oh my God, just another day. Granted, some days are really good, at least in the position you and I are in.
Yeah, it's different when you're in upper management.
When you're in upper management, there's days where I'm working,
and there are days where I'm working.
And then it's just like my favorite thing to tell you, and I know we discussed this the other day, but I have a smile on my face.
I see it.
Is when it's when people reach out, like the other people that work under you. It's just like, oh, I'm sure you're having a busy day. I hope you're going crazy. It's like, it's crazy to them. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
In reality, I haven't done anything for the past 6 hours just by watching you guys do work.
Or it's like I'm sitting here. I've been playing like Hades 2 for the past 2 hours.
I've been watching the new episodes of like Eats on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, I caught up with One Piece because of like,
work.
Yeah, because of the job that I'm in. Like I was able to catch up with One Piece.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Like I just had it on in the background because at one point there was like very little to do. So we were kind of just babysitters at that point. So
We're
I said,
glorified babysitters.
banged out 600 episodes and maybe be less than a year.
Yeah,
So
during shift. Literally.
yeah, so it was.
I built a Gundam the other day on a side table while working.
Yeah, it's amazing. You just it's like when your time is needed. Like
Exactly.
that's why you're working. Like you just constantly have to be ready to be needed. But
That's the main thing about our positions.
sometimes you're not needed.
You're not needed for an entire day or even two.
Yeah, a day or two. I think it's pretty awesome.
And then there's days where we're hinting as like it's super stressful. At the end of the day, we're dealing with other people. We're responsible for.
I wouldn't go into too much about what we do. You know, never know. But yeah, we deal with a lot of we deal with a lot of like retards. I think is what.
Oh, okay. We need to be careful with what we say about it, but we're dealing with retards.
I think we do. I think we do with retards. It's that's okay. So here's the thing with that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on a rant here.
Let me hear it. Let me hear, Mr. We need to be careful what we say, but we just dropped retards.
No, so it's being careful what you say about a job. You don't want to get in trouble with that. Here's my thing, okay?
But I dropped retard.
I am the type of person who will never, and I mean never, insult somebody based on who they are, if they have something wrong with them, based off the color of their skin, based off their profession, based off their sexual orientation. To insult somebody using a slur is, I think, you're the lowest form.
Mm-hmm.
However, can't take the word retard away from me. That's just a word that I don't say it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, I understand how like people will see and be like, yeah, man, but like people with Down syndrome, that really offends them. It's like, I'm not going around seeing someone with Down syndrome going, look at that. Look at him over there. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying sometimes I hear things that can only be described using the word retarded.
Okay.
Now, again, it's not, you know me better than most. I say it a lot, but I've never used it in an insulting way. Like I just used it yesterday when we were talking about everything.
You use it every day.
I do use it every day.
Not just yesterday.
I never, it's like a term of endearment at this point. It's literally no different than how the Brits use cunt. That word is a term of endearment over there. Now, I'm not going to walk around to every woman I know or every woman I swipe with on Hinge or Bumble and refer to them as a cunt. That's crazy. Why would I ever?
Retard.
Why would I may call them retards, yeah. But I would never do that. Like, okay. I think you're allowed to say whatever you want. I don't care what you say. The minute whatever words you're using, you are trying to be hateful, you are trying to be hurtful with them. That's when I say, all right, you need to stop what you're doing. Like if someone's reading a story to me and they drop the N-word, I don't think the person's a racist. I'm like, it's in the story.
Yeah, it's in the story.
Now, if I was just sitting down at like in Hoboken or something and dude A called dude B, yeah, I'm going to be like, dude A is a piece of shit. Like, you should not be doing that.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, me, myself, I know I'm Italian. I'm Spanish. Like, you know how many times in our friend group I've been called like a guinea. I've been called like a spick. Like,
spick has been always number one.
Spick is always number one. And I'm called spick by other people who are Hispanic, which I think is hilarious.
It's great.
But I never take it hurtful because I know you're
always in a joking manner.
Yeah, you're not doing it to hurt me. Yeah. Now, if a random person on the street is screaming it in my face, it's like, all right, I'm going to put this person down.
Yeah, it's a completely different context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just learn the context. But retard I use in every context.
Yeah.
And people will be like, Kyle, you shouldn't say that. And Paul, I swear, this is my response to some of those people. Back when I used to stream, you know, I said retard a lot. And when I used to do collaborations with smaller streamers, I would say it and they'd be like, you can't say that. You're not allowed to say that. I'm just like, okay, retard. Like, I'm going to say it. It was allowed on Twitch back then. Yeah. I don't think it's allowed now. I don't think so. You say Soda Poppin used to say retard every day.
Soda Poppin said it all the time.
I don't think he says it anymore. But listen, just don't be an asshole with what you're saying. No. I personally am going to say what I want, but there's context for what you're going to say. Like, I'm not going to associate myself with someone who 90% of their vocabularies is slurs and like racist remarks. I'm not going to hang out with them.
Exactly.
But if there's someone who engages in conversations about racism and stuff like that and talks about how the words have affected people, or maybe even talk about like, go as far as to talk about like, oh, like actually this is how the word has retained its power. I'm interested in that conversation. I want to hear that person talk, but I don't want to hear someone tell me like, don't say this word. No. Because the minute you tell me don't say this word, you're giving that word. Hold on. It's not that I want to hold up. It's not that I want to say it right away. It's the minute you tell someone not to do something, that action now has power over them. It's like, I forgot. I don't think it's a paradox. I think it's like an experiment. But like, if you have a room of children and you tell those children that door has a monster behind it, and you tell them that every day until they reach the age of consciousness, they will not go near that door because it has a negative connotation to it. So imagine this is why I don't think you're born racist. I think you are genuinely raised racist. Yeah. You grow up in a family, and you know me, I shit on people from the South all the time. Yeah. So just for context, for those out there, I think anybody who lives south of Virginia is extremely stupid.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Listen, I just think there's a reason the North won. Like, our family wasn't even here during the Civil War, but we showed up to the winter states. Oh my God. Like, we showed up and like we started repping like Yankees. We were like, yo, Yanks 100%. People down in the South, like, there are people there, they're still pissed at it. Their me mom, papa lost. Like, dude, get over it. Like, you lost, all right? We're the champions. Woo, woo, woo. Like, when I tell you all the time, when I drove down to visit a relative who had, brain cancer, I did, me, my brother, my two cousins, and my father, we did like this whole trip like across like the Eastern Seaboard to go see everybody. And we stopped in Mississippi. I don't know why that keeps going black. It's pretty weird. I think there's something wrong with the connection. And we stopped in Mississippi, and, like one of the gas stations off, to, like fuel up, stretch. And it was like right before the pandemic happened. So we have masks on because, again, anything north of Virginia is civilized. Anything south is a wasteland.
You go into some sketchy stuff, honestly. I agree with you.
100%. Like, the minute you get to Virginia, you're like, wow, like, this is Maine to Virginia, and then maybe to like Illinois, that piece of the United States, that's America. Everything else sucks. You either have guns, you have people shitting in streets, or you have whatever the fuck is going on in Florida. So when we got to Mississippi, I go in to get something to eat. I'm next to my brother. We have masks on. Guys sitting there, overalls, which, by the way, if you're wearing overalls, that is like the #1 sign that you are either a killer or you are into some weird shit.
No, you're into
if you're wearing denim overalls in the modern century,
they probably had the lumber shirt on too.
I don't know what he was wearing. I was just so taken back by the denim overalls. Like, I looked at my brother and I was like, we're probably like gonna get murdered or raped. Like, something's gonna happen here that is going to scar us for the rest of our lives. We go up to pay. We have the mask on. He's sitting there with his dumb Cajun face, just looks me right in the eyes and go, "You Yank?" I said, "I'm American, yes." And he's just like, "Yeah, I could tell by the mask."
Yo, lawless back then.
Bro, I walked into my dad's car. I was like, "We need to leave." And he's just like, "Why? What's going on?" I'm just like, "Dad, they're still mad they lost. We need to get out of here. If they find out that we're from Jersey and we have Jersey plates on, I'm like, we might get strung up. Like, we're done down here. We got to go." But it's just that hate. Like, even when I got to like Georgia, we went to Mississippi, got to Tennessee, like, the minute they associate you with the North, they're just like, "Oh, this fucking Yank." It's like, why are you mad? Like, what? Like, are you? What, I want to know, like, what bothered you about that loss? One, your family probably wasn't even here.
Yeah.
What did it end, like 1865?
Somewhere around.
So
there.
Over 150 years ago. Like, dude, get over it.
A lot of the people that I've spoken to in the South is just very spiteful. Very.
Why are you talking to people in the South like
very mean?
Routinely.
I mean, I've gone to the South so many times, road trips.
I'm good.
Flying, stuff like that. That's what makes me appreciate the North a little bit more.
They were civilized.
Yeah, we're a lot more civilized.
A lot more civilized. I literally, the minute you pass Virginia, there should be a warning sign saying, "Hey, everything past this point fucking sucks." And I'm like, yeah, man, I get it. Like, everyone's like, listen, I'm sure there are beauties in this country that I've never seen, which are usually out in the West, like, you know, like Northwest, like you have like all the beautiful mountain ranges, like all that. 100% beautiful. Nobody is going to fucking Orlando, Florida and saying, wow, this is America. No, that is a cesspool of human idiocy.
It's Mickey Mouse land.
Yeah, that's like, if you look at a Game of Thrones map, you got Mickey Mouse's picture in Florida. He just owns that state.
He just owns the state of Florida.
But
honestly,
everything else sucks. And what I really can't stand is the really dumb southern states. Like, I hate them with a passion.
Give context to that.
Okay, so like Oklahoma, Arkansas. Yeah, I said Arkansas, not Arkansas. Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia. We could probably give those back and come out on top.
Oh my God.
Like, I think if we talk to Mexico, we're like, hey, listen, we know we fucked up. We took a lot, and that's on us. We're sorry. But we're willing to give you these states because they suck, and the people in them suck, and they're kind of dumb. I don't even think Mexico would be like, yeah, no, we're good, bro.
I don't even want
like, we're good. That place sucks.
That's why their population.
And mind you, like some of those states are like New Orleans is so rich in culture.
It's super culture,
and it's beautiful, like seeing it. But then outside of that, it sucks. Like, there's nothing going on out there.
No, it's just
like,
straight swamp.
I was talking
everywhere.
to some of our workers yesterday, and I'm just like, where are some of you from? Like, oh, someone said, oh, we're from out west. What the fuck is going on out there? Do you guys even have internet? Like, do you still wipe your asses with leaves out there? Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, like if we want to get to the nearest Walmart. Oh, I also know how dumb you are on how long that wall is in Walmart. If you say wall, IQ's probably only low double digits. We're getting low there.
We're getting into a deep shit.
We're getting into deep, and it's, listen, man. You know, I'm very patriotic. I love America.
You're super patriotic.
Super patriotic. I come from immigrant families on both sides. Both sides of the family love America. They're super patriotic. Probably the most stereotypical Republicans you've ever met. But I love this place. I just think the people suck.
A lot of people suck.
I think the people blow. And they do. They really, really blow. Like, especially those in the South. Like, they really suck.
You just need to get a little bit more education, in my honest opinion, honestly.
See, I never said that. You said that.
That's how I feel.
Now you're going to get shit for this.
I'm probably going to get shit for everything. I mean, this whole conversation we're going to get shit for.
I think we're going to get a lot of comments. People saying like, all right, people in the South aren't that dumb. You know, we're pretty good down here. Like, you ever hog tie? No, I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to do that, actually. Well, you would never survive in the wilderness. It's a good thing I'm not going.
No, but that they have over us, like they could do so many things, but I don't know how to do them. Tell me to survive in like the swamp or in the wilderness. No, I'm dead.
No, yeah, 100%
dead.
I think one thing I love about the South and some of the rednecks is like, if there was ever a civil war or an invasion, these motherfuckers have that cleaned up in like 36 hours.
100%.
Like, that's why
they're always strapped up to the gills.
I enjoy politics these days, and you know, I'm just a political person. I like learning about it. It's funny seeing one side saying that words hurt them, and the other side is just like, we need more guns.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you really want to take on those people? Like,
those people are psychopaths.
So I'm gonna say this, and this is probably gonna be the hottest take I've ever had.
But we're about to get shit on for this
this from the beginning to the end. Like, we're just gonna get shitted on. I'm gonna change cams. I'm gonna go right to me. This way, you're not associated.
I appreciate
and
that
what I'm
so
about
much.
to say. What are we talking about?
Fucking the South.
Yeah, South blows.
Hog ties.
Oh yeah. So one side, we all know the political scale in America. It's either you're on the left or you're on the right.
Yeah.
I hate that. That's why I don't vote. Because I don't believe in voting for the lesser evils. I just won't vote. I'm not going. It's like, hey, do you want to get stabbed in the chest or stabbed in the back? It's like, I'm still getting stabbed. I'm fucking good. So here's my thing, man. One side of the political scale, they get mad if you misgender them.
Yeah.
The other side of the political scale likes guns. I believe in Darwinism. Natural selection's real for a reason. So if you were to take a battlefield and put people on the left, who some of them have some genuine arguments that I do agree with,
100%,
and you put people on the right who believe in stand your ground laws, concealed permits, open carry, it's going to be a very quick battle.
It's going to be super fast.
Quick. And the reason I say super quick is because, listen, I think it's super smart to be clear where I stand on this. I don't care what you identify as. Whatever gives you as a person freedom to express yourself and be comfortable in your own skin, Godspeed. However, the minute you force me and the minute you tell me I have to do this to make you feel better, go fuck yourself.
No.
Because that's like me saying, oh, when I go to a restaurant, you all need to be wearing a blue shirt. Because blue's my favorite color. And that's who I am. I am a blue person. That's crazy. I don't mind, like, when I meet somebody, especially in school, like if I meet someone who's transgender, I don't even care about their pronouns. What's your name?
Yeah.
Because you are not your pronouns. You are not this. You are you. What is your name? And I've met some amazing friends that way, and they've loved. And I think the name is the biggest thing. Like, don't worry about the pronouns. Worry about your name. Worry about who you are. If you're Steven, you want to go to Stephanie, I'm going to call you Stephanie.
Yeah.
Because you've shown me the respect, and you respect me. I'm going to respect you now. And if someone disrespects you, and you've done nothing respect me, I'm going to put that person down. And like, no disrespect's happening in front of me. But I also think we're allowed to say it's a little silly. Just a little bit.
It is a little bit silly.
Well, it is a little bit silly, but that's fine.
Some people that I've conversed with is like they really care about their pronouns, and it's so weird to me how like your name is Bob, your name is Jenny, whatever it is, but like if I mess up one time and I call you
you're crucified.
He, but what you go by them,
yeah,
it's just like, oh, I apologize, and then they just freak out on you, or they not necessarily freak out on you, but like they already have like a different outlook on you. It's like, I'm sorry, like I thought one thing, I apologize, let's move on from here.
Yeah, if that
but you get crucified so quick.
Yep, and if that person, at least to me, so like it's happened before when I was in school, like, I was talking to somebody, and I don't even like calling it misgendering, because I'm not misgendering you. I'm just talking to you, and I'm going based off a physical scan of what I see.
Exactly.
And I'm sorry, if I see a grown brolic dude with a beard longer than mine in a dress, and I say, hey, dude, and he says I'm a female, okay, I'll take the hit on that.
Take that L.
I'll take that L and be like, I'm sorry, what's your name? And then they keep getting aggravated, and they keep like, I didn't aggro a fucking raid boss, okay?
Yeah, no.
There was no aggro here.
Wholeheartedly agree.
I'm sorry. I'm going to take the L on that one because of societal standards, and I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
However, I am not going to sit here and be made to be like a fucking psychopath.
Exactly.
I am not the person in the wrong here. Nobody's in the wrong. You're just, and that's the thing. Like, I love the friend that we were talking about before, that he is a part of that community, just does not identify with any of that crap.
No, he's calm, he's chill,
calm about
and that's what makes him cool.
He loves talking about it.
Exactly.
And he loves,
and he's normal about it.
Not even, you can't say normal. Oh. Careful now.
Well, no. Yeah,
so the thing is, you can't say normal anymore, because if you say something's normal and then that person is not that standard, they immediately think they're weird. Yeah, that's life. I am not normal. I am fat. There is a normal standard of human fitness. I do not meet that standard. Therefore, I am classified as fat. Well, it's probably obese, but I'm fat. And it's, come on, man, or women, or whatever the hell you want to be. Like, let's all agree. Like, I think the solution to this, I don't even like saying problem, but the solution to this disagreement from both sides is we all have to agree there is a normal spectrum of behavior. And both people on the left and on the right, man, those fucking people are not on it at all. Like, the fact that the right gets freaked out, like, you heard about the Chiefs kicker, the speech that he gave.
He did like a crazy speech to everybody.
Yeah, hold on, let me see if I can actually. I want to pull up the whole speech. I'm not gonna pull it up here, but I'll put it here to read it. Let me see if I can find it. But I was reading about this, and I don't know. I don't know how I've 100% like felt about it, but I need like the actual speech before I'm gonna say anything. Like transcript, perfect.
Are you at the register?
Oh, is that where you went?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exactly where I went. Okay. Okay. Here it is. Here's the one part I want to talk about. Found it. He says, our nation is led by a man who publicly and proudly proclaims his Catholic faith, but at the same time is delusional enough to make the sign of the cross during a pro-abortion rally. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. That is a true statement.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
If you are of the Catholic faith and you believe in the Catholic faith, you are against abortion. Mm-hmm. There's no cherry picking your beliefs. No. If you cherry pick your beliefs, you cannot say you are a devout Catholic, mm-hmm. especially if you're doing the presidential oath on a fucking family Bible.
Yeah,
to proclaim your Catholicism. So that was one thing. But here's where I think the kicker goes wrong. He has been so vocal in his support for the murder of innocent babies. Guys. Can we all please agree that a 2-month fetus is not a baby? It's not. It's a clump of the minute, to me, at least this is the way I feel about it.
Okay.
One, when it comes to abortion, yes, the way our biology has been set up and the way that humans have evolved, the female has to carry that burden. Mm-hmm. So I do think they get a majority say in it.
Yeah, 100%.
100% they deserve that say. Why? Their body's getting affected during that whole process, from start to finish. Mm-hmm. With that being said, though, there needs to be, I wouldn't say concessions, but there needs to be a leveled playing field. It's not going to be, and this is another thing, people are stupid. All these like pro-abortion and anti-abortion fucking retards. You will never have a level playing field. A man cannot carry a child.
Yeah, it's never going to be leveled.
We'll never be leveled.
No, it's super one-sided.
Understand that if a woman doesn't want the baby, that needs to be taken into consideration.
I agree.
Now, if the woman chooses to keep that child and the man does not want that child, that man should have no responsibility to that child. Because if the woman wanted to end that child or abort that child, the man gets no say. So a man should be allowed to have a say if that child's alive. Mm-hmm. If it gets no say in whether it dies or not, it gets a say while it's alive. Now, I fucking despise men who walk away from children like that. I think you're a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Own up to your fucking mistake and raise that damn child. I mean, I was 20 years old, and I'm not saying my son was a mistake or anything, but that was on me. Mm-hmm. He didn't ask to be born. He didn't ask to do anything that, and his mother wanted to keep it. My responsibility to raise it. That's how a man should be raised. Mm-hmm. So that's the whole abortion thing. But other than that, look into the context of what this guy was giving a speech to. It is a Catholic school, no?
Yeah.
So yeah, in Catholicism, or at least I might be outdated or stuff like that. He also started talking about, what was it? He also was talking about, wasn't it like women have been lied to or something like that?
Yeah.
Like they're worrying about their professions and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically saying like, some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you'll bring into this world. Was one of the more.
I think that was the one that popped off on social media.
Yeah.
That was the one that popped off, right?
Yeah, because I remember there was a part of the speech, I believe, in which I think he started talking about like, let me see if I could find it, about like basically
let me know if you do find it. But that part right there, it's like where they've been lied to.
Yeah.
I think because of certain influencers and certain, I would say like maybe figures of influence from women. Yeah, they've been told that being a mom and wanting to raise a family is a fucking stupid idea. I don't disagree with that. However, in the context, he's saying it to a Catholic school.
Exactly.
It is appropriate there.
Exactly. And a lot of people are not realizing.
To say that the woman needs to stay home, you are an idiot for thinking that. No, both parents need to work these days.
Exactly.
Motherfuckers are broke.
Yeah.
So it's in the context, it's appropriate because of the audience he's speaking to.
Yeah. It's like all those scenarios in which people take stuff out of context. Like in context, it makes sense. He's speaking to a Catholic school.
Out of context,
he sounds like the craziest person ever.
Sounds like a 1950s pastor.
Regardless of whether or not I agree with him or not.
I'm not going to condemn him.
I'm not going to condemn him because he's speaking to the appropriate party that thinks that
it's something
way.
He believes in.
Exactly.
And my biggest thing is, and are you ready to really get shit for this? People are already comparing it to Kaepernick.
Oh, okay.
Kaepernick got scrutinized. Kaepernick did it on the field where he is a paid employee.
Exactly.
This guy, he was paid to speak pro-Catholic views at a pro-Catholic school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so appropriate.
Yeah.
Now, was Kaepernick sending a good message? Started the conversation, which I think it needed to be started. Like, let's be honest. Sure. There's a reason a stereotype for cops exists.
Yeah.
There's always a reason the stereotype exists. Was it the right place and right time? I don't think so. When I turn on the NFL, when I turn on sports, I'm looking to be entertained, not fucking lectured.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with like video games today. I went to school for video game development, and I talked about this a lot in school, and this is my developing, philosophy. I create games to help people escape the bullshit that's going on in real world. So why would I make a game that's bringing it into my fantasy world or my sci-fi world, whatever I just choose to make? No one is going to buy that. They want to escape from it. So football, which is America's most beloved sport in the world.
Yeah, the most watched sport.
You bring this conversation into there and onto the field and start this whole thing about it. Yeah, those fans have a right to be pissed off because those fans are paying for those subscriptions. They're paying for those tickets. They have a right to not be bothered by real world stuff right now. They want to be entertained. When I go to a movie and the movie has real world stuff put into it, almost like a lecture, like I'm not in a college class. I'm not here to be fucking lectured. I'm here to just go brain dead for an hour and a half. Yeah. And one thing I will say, it's like one of those things where stop bothering people about it. Leave them alone. Like human nature is resilient to when they're told what to do. That's just how humans work. So why do we think putting it in their face at their favorite time? Like, listen, not saying it is me, but there are genuinely some people who they wait for those Sundays because that's their only day to relax and enjoy their hobby. Maybe their hobby is football. Yeah. And now they have to worry about something that's going on at work. Yep. Brought into their favorite thing, and it would ruin it for me too. It ruined video games for a long time for me.
Makes you not want to play or even watch the show.
Exactly. Like that's part of the reason. Like I stopped watching certain TV shows. Like the minute you bring it, if the TV show's not based on it, then I'm fine. Like Shameless, I think did a great job. They had the pandemic, they had the LGBT rights, like all of that, but it was part of the show. It was part of the characters. So it's like, this is interesting. Now I want to watch this. If I am looking to watch Planet of the Apes and Caesar wants to talk about segregation, I'm going to turn the fucking movie off.
No, for sure.
Like it's so dumb to a point where I just don't like. Guys, read the room. And it's funny because comedians get shit on that all the time. Like, oh, this comedian made a joke about this. Comedians read the room better than anybody.
Yeah, agree.
That's what they are. That is their talent, to read the room and to draft something for it and make a joke. So, yeah, I saw that on Twitter and TikTok blowing up.
I'm just trying to find that one part where he
literally says you've been lied to.
Yeah, you've been lied to, but there's a specific
It's that.
part.
No, it's that whole thing.
Is it that one?
Yeah, it's that. That's the quote I was referring to.
Okay.
And
all right, anyways, past this.
Yeah, we're past that. But yeah, I just think, man, just respect people. Like to me,
there's a time and place for everything.
Yeah,
there's no need to bring up certain topics when you're going out to watch a football game or a baseball game.
Like if I'm in a tailgate, read the room.
Just talk about football.
Now, granted, someone may be like, "Hey, Kyle, how'd you feel about the kickers? The Chiefs kicker getting shitted on like that?" Be like, "Hey, man, give my opinion on it." But I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Everybody has to listen to me. Everybody needs to agree with me, or you're all fucking bigots."
Yeah.
No, that person needs to be tar and feathered who thinks like that. It's a little insane. But yeah, that was going on. Yeah, I saw it on TikTok last night.
Yeah, he was going crazy. I hope he doesn't lose his job for this.
I don't think he will, because the Chiefs family, I think the daughter backed him up.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
Look
much
that
more
up
after
100%
that.
just to make sure. I don't want to make sure I'm wrong on that. But if I'm not, I think it's like Chiefs family backs up kicker, and I think they're supporting him. Again, I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, like definitely retracting that one.
And so,
but I'm not 100% sure.
Cost to remove Harrison Butker.
Hold on, let me look. Who owns the Chiefs?
Chiefs family.
Let me see.
It's the wife and the daughter of the owner of Clark Hunt that's backing Harrison Butker.
They're okay. They're backing him.
They're backing him.
Okay.
So not necessarily the owner himself yet.
Well, I said the owner family.
Yeah, the owner's family.
Owner's family. The owner himself, but it's the family that's backing him.
Yeah, they're backing him, the family at least.
Ironically enough, you said it was the wife and the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like context matters in a sense. You know, I think that's honestly like the whole theme of today's episode.
Yeah.
Context matters.
Yeah. Because you could definitely take a lot of the stuff that we spoke about today out of context.
People are going to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then
hoping to.
Can't wait for that. That's a lot of the problem.
So
a lot of people like hearing like the headlines or the main points, but then they don't want to watch or
the
listen
conversation
to
that led up to it.
The 10-minute conversation, the 5-minute conversation.
So here's my thing about being canceled. It's good in a sense. It got scumbags like Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein. It got those quiet on set. It got those scumbags.
Exactly.
Somebody sends a tweet you don't like, back the fuck up, okay? Like, I think cancel culture as an idea when it first started, I think was great. Yeah. Like, you know what? There are some scumbags in entertainment. Yeah. There are some pieces of shit in media, and most of them are men.
It lost its way.
It lost its way, and now it's become mob mentality.
Yeah.
It's almost like the person who's calling the shots, and I call a spade, everybody. You're all dogs. And the person who's telling you what to think is controlling you.
Exactly.
Tells you where to go, and then when they hold the tennis ball, your ears perk up and you're ready to go. You are being controlled like a dog.
I know.
Think critically a little bit.
Not to go too deep into like the topic at hand when I had a conversation with a person, but they were basically talking about how, oh, this person believes in this and this and this and this. It's like, oh, but there was more context to that. It's like, no, like I read it from like this post on IG or TikTok. I'm just like, excuse me. Then I'm like, you don't realize that they wrote about this topic. They wrote about this topic and spoke about this topic lengthier, and they took that out of context. They're like, no. Sure enough, like about a week later, they're like, you were actually correct. And then, like you were saying, a lot of people are just mob mentality. One person says something. One person's like, does a tweet. And then it's like, oh, we got to listen to this person. They're right. They're 100% right. Ignoring all the details that person omitted.
Yeah, but I think it does take maybe a special person, or I think it does take a lot of humility. Like you said, that person's like, oh, like, hey, they actually said this. Like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
That person.
This scenario is a good case.
Yes, that person. I am interested in still continuing the conversation with them.
A lot, but the person, not that way.
No, because this is what happens right now, and I will speak for everybody in our generation. I turned 28. You turned 27. I'm talking anybody from 18 right now to 35.
Yeah.
I'm speaking to all those people right now. We were all dealt a shitty hand from our parents. We were dealt a shitty world, shitty economy. We've gone through so much bullshit since we were 10 years old, and it's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. But I think people need to stop focusing on fixing what was broken and just building something new at this point.
Just start bettering everything. How
exactly.
It is now.
So at one point, all these boomers that we talk shit about, they're going to be dead.
Yeah, they're gonna be gone.
Okay, like the reason the boomers had so much power is because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
The minute they're gone, we need to establish our values on, because what the boomers did wrong was that, at least to me, they split this country up even more. By Democrats, Republicans. Yeah. Democrats are friendly, Republicans are racist.
Yeah.
Republicans are Bible busters. Democrats are free thinkers, pot smokers.
Like you choose one side, you choose this side.
Yeah, only. And that's what they did wrong. I think the people in our age group, we have such a beautiful opportunity here to be like, you know what? We're not going to run our politics like that.
No.
That's bullshit. And I love talking to people who completely think differently than I do.
Yeah.
And I love that because it's almost like
shows you the different perspective that you might not have.
Not even the different perspective, but it's just the conversation is going to go so much better. And it is easier to disagree with something than it is to agree with something.
Most of the time, yeah.
And in my opinion, like even on debates, I think it's easier to be on the negative than it is the positive.
Yeah,
and agree with something.
You could just like shit on it all the time, and then over and over again,
shit on it. So it's like
the positive side. You need to bring the backup. You need to bring the reinforcements. You need to bring the extra sources. You need to bring all of that just for the person to be like, nah.
Exactly. So I love, which is one of the staples on this show, is like we're gonna bring people on who completely disagree with us.
There's gonna be people on this that I definitely do not agree with any of them.
But it's just to be like, yo, like I want to hear your point.
Yeah.
Because how are you and I going to better tomorrow if we're not even trying to talk compromise? The problem is we have leaders who are looking for solutions.
Yeah.
There's no solution to this problem. We need to compromise. You can't make everyone happy, and that's never going to happen. Never. And the minute you think you can make it happen, or the minute you think you can solve it and make everybody happy, you fail.
Exactly.
So like one of the things I think when it comes to, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a random topic from, all right, let's do abortion again. We were talking about it before. Okay. I think the woman has to say, but the woman needs to understand that there are, I don't want to say consequences, but there are ramifications to whatever you choose. If you choose to have the baby, the man has the right to not want to support this child. If they declare that they do not want this child, they don't have to support it. And what do you do right there? You kill the child support mothers. The mothers living off child support, living off the system. You kill that. And the downside to that, though, is you're going to create a system of men who just fuck for no reason.
Exactly. It's going to be a problem.
But unfortunately, we can't please anybody. Now, so that unfortunately puts the woman in a bad spot. How do we put the man in the bad spot? Okay. You wanted the abortion. She doesn't. She's agreed to it. You are now 100% responsible for every single medical cost that it is going to be. If she doesn't want it, but you do, and she agrees to it.
Pay for all the doctor visits. Pay for all the medication.
You have to pay for everything, buddy. You have to pay for it.
Everything.
Is it a great solution? No,
not the best,
but it's something. It's fair.
It's fair.
It's fair. It's the best we could think of.
Yeah.
It's what we could do. So that's that. Now let's do environmental conservation. I'm big on the environment. I don't like polluting and stuff like that. I'm big on
shout out Taylor Swift. Because it's destroying the entire country, the planet. I forget exactly the statistics, but like her jet flies her jet for like a 10-minute ride or whatever.
Her carbon emissions or
her carbon footprint is out of the charts.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about that carbon footprint. So how are we going to solve that? Well, you're not going to solve it because first off, China has no intentions of slowing down their carbon footprint. And it's probably easier for China to drop down 10 points than it is for us to drop down 1 point. And also, all these other countries that have big footprints because they're underdeveloped, those people are not going to change their lives for some fucking asshole who goes to Berkeley.
No.
And protesting and blocking people in traffic. They're not changing their life for you, buddy or sweetheart. It's not happening. Okay? The best we could do, I think we should do it. Like I said, there's nothing going on in the West. There's nothing going on in the South. Use that land. Start building solar farms.
Yeah.
Get some solar power in this bitch. Start using that shit. There's nothing going on in those states, man. No. Fill in the Grand Canyon. Let's get rid of it. Nobody cares. I don't give a shit anymore.
Have you been
to the Grand Canyon? Yeah. No, I don't want to go see a giant carved rock.
A carved hole.
It's literally, to me, the Grand Canyon is just a butthole.
Just a quick side note, 8,300 metric tons in the year of 2023, which is 1,184 times a normal person's average footprint.
Well, she also makes 1,000 times the average person.
Oh, yeah. Well, so she's a superstar.
I guess if you adjust it, it makes sense, though.
Probably makes sense, but
it makes
honestly,
perfect sense.
She'd be flying like crazy, but anyways.
So those are two issues right there. Just talk about what you want to do. Do we need to get off of fossil fuels? We should have been off fossil fuels ages ago. We should have, but it's not profitable yet.
No, it's super expensive.
I feel like once big corporations figure out how to make a profit on it, they'll start doing it. And you see that now because all the car companies, they're all coming out with electric models now. Why? They found a way to make it profitable. The world moves forward the minute big corporations figure out how to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you they have the opportunity to be good people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not profitable to them, which is why when people say, oh, big corporations need to stop buying their fucking products.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, I love when people shit on Apple on Twitter and it says sent from iPhone.
Yeah, it's sent from my phone.
It's the funniest
from the
thing.
iPad or whatever.
Yes, it's amazing. It's
like you want to shit on these things, but you're buying it, so you're not speaking what you actually feel.
No,
so
it's like, but how am I supposed to go get a shitty flip phone?
Get a shitty whatever phone, computer you want.
My dad, as much as of an animal he is and how big of a Republican he is, I think one of the best things he says is, if I hold a gun to your head and change your mind, you never believed in what you began in. He's like, if you're not willing to die for your belief, you're not willing to execute on your belief. Like, it's...
A lot of people I feel like are wishy-washy. If they believe one thing, but then when you speak to them or confront them a little bit, sometimes they just switch.
Yeah.
And they're not certain about what they're thinking about anymore, just because they felt a little bit of adversity.
Yeah, like one thing my brother says, and I says as a joke, is like, but like when I meet somebody or I meet someone new, he says like, bro, you're the same person with everybody. He said it in Discord multiple. He's like, you don't change who you are.
No.
Why?
Yeah,
there's
why?
no
you have to be yourself.
There's no point. Like, if I don't want to be friends with somebody because I need to change my mind about what I like.
There's nobody, at least I feel, there's nobody that really has me going like, oh, I want to be different. No, I'm myself.
I disagree. I think there is somebody who has me changing my mind about a lot of things, and truthfully, it's T Swift.
Well, T Swift makes me want to realize that I'm poor and broke.
I think T Swift has opened up my eyes to a lot of things.
And private jets.
Yeah, and I think what she's doing is great, and I love her. And I think she's changing the world. She's making the world a better place.
100%, I think so.
Do you remember during the pandemic when all those dipshit celebrities were singing?
Yeah,
that was
awful.
I'm so glad the internet reacted to that the way they wanted to. Like, guys, you're all sitting in some big ass fancy houses, not having to worry about where your next meal is coming from, and you're going to sing on Instagram.
Yeah,
I laughed so damn hard when that was going on.
I hated when that was happening.
I love when celebrities try to do damage control and they make it worse.
No, they make it
just shows
worse.
how out of touch of reality they are.
It's like Beyonce when she had like that famous photo.
Which one?
The one she did in the Super Bowl, I believe, where she had like a weird face. I'll send it to you.
Send it to me. I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm not 100% sure.
She tried to remove it from the internet, but she wasn't. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it off the internet." It makes it 100 times worse.
I'm totally taking an air sip of this. I've been thinking about it for like 5 minutes. I just didn't want to know.
I sent it to you right now.
Would you send it to me on Discord?
Yeah, I sent it to you right now. It should be up.
All right, let me hold on.
But yeah, this is a case in which
let me pull this up on my phone.
Something that should have been something minute, whatever, you forget about it. But because you brought so much popularity, so much.
Let me see on Discord. You sent it to.
I sent it a DM.
Personally on DM on Discord?
Yeah, DM.
Oh, yes. She looked like she got punched in the jaw or something. Yeah, it was hilarious.
She just made it worse, and now everybody remembers that.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah, she made it 10 times worse.
This is one of the funnier ones, but I'm sure there's other celebrity ones in which it's not as funny as this one. But
no, but again, celebrities need to understand, like, man, make your movies, make your songs, and then shut the fuck up.
Make your money, get out of here.
And
not everything you say has to be politics.
Do not lecture me on that I need to make the planet a better place. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah. Okay? Like, I am struggling to get by, working a meaningless 9 to 5, and you're being paid to spread your butt cheeks on the internet. Like, fuck off.
No. But kind of like on the previous topic that we were on, one of the things I feel like a lot of people don't have is like self-accountability.
Or self-awareness.
Self-awareness, self-accountability.
Yeah. I don't think it's just, I think it's just accountability.
In general.
They just have none.
They just want to do what they want and then not face anything when something doesn't go their way. So I just feel like a lot of people are missing that. But then also that comes back to like how they were raised. If they weren't raised in a household that kept you accountable.
Based off people, I judge their parents so hard.
Immediately.
So hard I'm judging their parents. It's like, man, like, you raised a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like,
my favorite thing in the world, I shouldn't say my favorite, but I laugh so hard. There are some videos where it's like if any criminal is being read their sentence or being like told what the court is imposing on them, they're found guilty. Like, I'm talking blatant crime. Like, it was murder and you were found out in 2 hours.
Yeah.
And the parents are always crying, and the parents are like, "Oh, he was such a good boy. How about you get locked up for 9 months, you fucking psycho? Like, you need to be locked up."
I remember a few months back when we were watching a lot of those videos. You remember, like
those in-depth, like investigation.
A lot of them, not surprisingly now, but like at the time, like a lot of their household life was so bad.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it makes you realize, like, a lot of these
when you see these horrific crimes happen. And like, I'm talking school shootings, I'm talking, you know, mass murder and shit like that. Like, the person, I definitely think they're 100% fault for what they did. They're an animal. But what can we learn from that situation to not create another one of those? Like, I think when the first big school shooting, at least I remember, was West Virginia, I think.
Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech, when we were kids.
Yeah, when we were younger.
We should have figured out how to prevent that from ever happening again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, making sure
like
that
a bigger effort. Like,
how do we stop this? Like, we should have learned from Columbine.
Columbine was
like, how do we not create the next Dylan Klebold? Like, how do we stop this? And we didn't. We were too fixated on what happened after and not what caused it. We were talking about this when I was saying it, like some of the causes for like school shootings and stuff like that. And some people would think like, oh, it's bullying. It's like, no, it's actually
your household life.
It's your household. People even, I have to find it. Maybe I have to remember the exact words because I don't like wrongfully quoting like studies or anything, but it's like, even like sexual comfortability was a huge factor in these school shootings.
Yeah.
Like kids who are afraid to come out that they're gay. And I'm sorry, I think we live in a time now where coming out gay is almost a natural extension.
Yeah, it's normal now.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Like my sister, when she came out gay, she literally just looked at me. She's like, I'm getting married to her now wife. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't get like, are you happy? I don't give a shit. Like that's all I care about.
Previous gen, I feel like
it is
the previous generation of parents.
And it's the boomers. The boomers ruined this, bro.
It's like if you
both
tell
my
them,
parents are boomers, and I blame them.
If you tell them like, oh, like you come out,
I call my father in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. Like, you're the reason my life sucks, and I hang up the phone.
Oh man, it's so
just every night, let him know, like, dude, you ruined everything for us, you fucking boomers. But it's sad. Like and when I see crimes happen, I always think about like, so one, I do think some people are born evil. Like, I just think like,
I do agree with that to an extent.
You are born.
You probably have like something
because again, everything's genetics.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure there is a murder gene. There has to be like something that just makes you more aggressive.
Yeah.
And like you want to hurt people. Not you want to hurt people, but it's easier to you to like rationalize.
And I feel like there's studies. I remember reading something similar. Like if you could tell, like when the kid's young and they start hitting like an animal, like a cat or
one of the signs for sociopathic tendencies in children is like coloring out of the lines and getting angry about it.
Exactly.
I remember when my son was little, I was like reading because I was always interested in child development. You know, that's what my sister studied in college. Her wife, I think, studied part of it too. I come from a family of educators. So child development, which always is ironic because how fucked up I am. And like most people in my family, how like fucked up we are. And most of us study child development. And it's like, I always ask my sister, like, hey, like, is this normal for a kid? Because I don't know. And she'll tell me what's normal, what's not normal in a way. And I'm just like, bro, like your kid is like going to want to talk to you so easily because you just know how they're developing.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy to me. And it also goes back to like when I was reading what some of these school shooters and like what their problem is. It's like, dude, like some of these kids were just normal kids, man.
Yeah, they were just normal
kids, and just like one person ticked them off, or they just had a series of losses, like, and they had no counseling, they had no one to go to.
They didn't have a parent.
That's why turn to. You know, growing up in high school, when teacher says, "Oh, you won't be friends with them forever," that's I think where the problem starts. Don't say that to a kid.
Yeah, no,
because
put them in a
we're
mental
all
instability.
Friends since grammar school.
Yeah,
and we're still best friends, and we still talk every single day. If a kid meets someone in high school and they become genuinely good friends, don't tell them that, oh, this friendship's not going to last. Because you're hurt. Why would you say that?
Yeah. You're already putting them in a mental state of like, oh my God, like
this person's going to abandon me. And what if their dad abandoned them? Now they're going to turn out even worse. Like,
everybody in my life
just because like you're not friends with your high school friends anymore is not not my fucking problem.
Exactly.
Like, so I do think teachers are at fault when they say shit like that.
Teachers have a lot of power in my eyes.
I think high school
honestly.
teachers have
Grammar and high school teacher. You see them every day. Like what? Let's just say 8 hours in grammar school. It's like usually one teacher, maybe 2, 3.
I think before 7th grade when you're
Before
switching
7th
classes.
grade, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you're the same teacher.
There for like 8 hours a day.
You see them sometimes more than your own parents.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, numbers wise, yeah,
Exactly.
you do. You spend. My sister always says you spend more time with them.
For instance, like 7 years of my life, I went to school, got home, my mother left to work. I almost didn't see my mother for close to like 7 years until she got back home.
Oh yeah, when I was in high school, I only saw my dad for like 3 hours a day.
Exactly.
That's it.
So a lot of my views were also molded potentially from the teachers that I was with. So I feel like that's why it makes me a little bit annoyed when teachers don't get paid what they should. I feel like they should get paid more.
I think teachers, at least to me,
they're super important.
Teachers are probably just as important as doctors. In my opinion, that's how important teachers are.
They're so important.
But here's the thing with teachers. A lot of people, I would say a majority of teachers go into the profession for the wrong reasons.
Oh, 100%. I agree that wholeheartedly.
One thing I envy about my sister, and you've heard me say it a lot when I talk about her, is I envy that she knows she's getting underpaid by tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
She knows she's getting treated like shit, but she doesn't fight. She doesn't, because she loves the kids. She loves taking care of the kids.
The kids what motivates them.
That's a fucking educator.
Yeah.
That is somebody who is going to imprint on those children for the rest of their lives. Those are the people who deserve to be teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I see like teachers who are, and it pisses me off when I do see this, and I do hope I get an opportunity where in my son's school, I get to fight a teacher on this. Too many teachers go into teaching because they want to change the political landscape of schools. They want to help. No, that's called indoctrination, what you're doing. If you go into a school to teach a child what you're believing in, that's called indoctrination.
Yep. Okay.
That's not education. So I know a big thing, and I've seen it a lot. I don't think it'll happen over here. One thing I will say about the area we live in, just the tri-state, we're very shielded from a lot of that shit going on in the rest of the country. Because I feel like we're just too busy. Like we got too much going on. And I know a lot of it is like trying to teach sex to younger kids. I will say this right now, and this is no reflection of Paul. This is a reflection of me. If any person in this world walks up to my 6-year-old son and tries to talk about sex, I will beat them within an inch of their life. That is my job. And he's 6 years old.
Yeah, he's 6.
For God's sakes, yesterday he thought he was a fucking tadpole. Okay? I'm not going to cut off his arms and legs now and give him a tail. All right? To me, the healthiest time to start talking about that shit, freshman year of high school.
Yeah, high school.
Don't take... I think phys ed is useless because kids are just still fat. Okay? Michelle Obama tried doing that with school lunches, and I thought it was very admirable, and we were younger when it happened. Yes, I do think your most nutritional meal of the day, if your school can provide that, I agree with that. We just don't have the infrastructure to do that. We don't. And it happened in our school. We were getting chicken fingers and fries 5 days a week.
And then I think it was like our junior year. They got rid of it.
But you could get a nice BLT sandwich. I'm fine with that. But so phys ed to me is useless. That also sounds horrible because my sister-in-law is a phys ed teacher. I sound like such an asshole right now saying that, but it's get rid of phys ed. Freshman year, for a whole year, teach them about safety and sex. Teach them about like being comfortable with who they are. Don't have a fucking gym teacher do it. Have a counselor teach those classes.
I always think about that, how wild the fact that we were taught by a gym teacher.
Bro, like the gym teachers who were teaching me, by the way, when I would hear them speak in the hallway, I would be like, why are you teaching sex ed? You are a Neanderthal.
You are a Neanderthal. It's so wild, the fact that we were being taught by gym teachers like that.
Insane.
You need to be like, you saw like a counselor or somebody that has better understanding of how people could feel.
How young people feel. I'm not talking, listen, you don't need a drag queen. You don't need a transgender and they're talking about sex. You need a doctor who studies sex. And me personally, maybe even a psychiatrist. Teach these kids about safe sex. Teach these kids about being comfortable
with themselves.
Because when you're 14 years old, 14 to 16 is your most impressionable time of your life.
You learn so much.
Not even that, you learn so much about yourself.
Yeah.
And you find out who you are. And I feel like we're allocating resources to the wrong things. Stop trying to teach third graders about what a dick and a vagina is. Stop that nonsense. Get it into the fucking high schools.
Like
where
the LGBT stuff too.
Get it all out of all out of there. None of it belongs in public school. None of it. That's what public school is for. You know, even our school, we had a very large Muslim population in our school.
Yeah.
Those kids were allowed, because I do know at some point they do have to pray during a certain time of the year.
You're correct.
They changed one of the classrooms into that room. Didn't announce it to anybody.
Yeah, just didn't.
The teachers who knew, because we had Muslim teachers, those Muslim teachers went to the Muslim students and said, hey, we put this room aside for you guys. Like, we're all going to go pray. That's how it should be done. Yeah. Not, we are Muslim. We do this. Everybody needs to be quiet. Or no. Because then I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, we're all going to start playing the.
We're going to start playing stupid games, win stupid
the cheese
prizes.
grater.
There you go. Yes, the Dominican cheese grater.
Dominican cheese grater.
I loved it. But no, put it in high schools. I think if we and listen, I talk to a lot of I'm in such a great position where I'm allowed to, lecture at some colleges and talk to young people getting into school. Some of them are so passionate, and I love seeing it. I love seeing young people who Kyle, I really want to do this. I want to make a difference. I understand that, but a difference doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be big. Yeah. When I first went into comedy, I said to myself, if I can make one person smile and change the world for one person, I would consider my entire
you impress
career.
Somebody, you leave an impression on somebody.
Yes, I would consider my entire career a success. If I changed it, because if you change the world for one person, that person will change the world for somebody else.
Exactly.
You're not
it's just an effect that goes on over and over.
I remember I did a lecture recently at. I told you about it. I went down.
That was writer or something?
Yeah. And I got to talk to some great young game developers, and some of them are so goddamn talented. And it's so refreshing to see in an industry where talent's treated like shit, see these great hopes and aspirations, and then I want to punch them in the face because I talked to them. And some of them are just like, yeah, I want to make a game that's Fortnite level impactful. It's you're already going to say, you're already failing, my guy.
Putting the bar way too high.
You're not going to do that by yourself. No. It happens maybe once in a blue moon. The guy who created Stardew is a solo developer.
Yeah, Minecraft.
Do you know how big of a risk that dev took making that game? You don't have the mental constitution to take that gamble right now. You are 19 years old. You can't even have a drink legally. So you need to be doing this. You need to be worrying about this first.
I appreciate when people have their high aspirations. Cool. It's awesome. It's cool to have it, but you also need to realize you need to set the bar a little lower.
No, there needs to be no bar at all. And
I feel like you should have, in a sense, because you want to achieve something, and that bar could just be whatever. Let's just keep it simple. I want to make an extra $100 a month. Okay. That's a pretty simple bar because we have Uber, we have, all of the DoorDash, whatever.
You have everything.
You have everything. That's a small little expectation, and then you set up on something else, and then you build. Because if you starting next month, I want to get $1 million every month.
In a month, you're gonna hate yourself.
You're gonna hate yourself. You're gonna think you're a failure. You're gonna think you're all that. But if you set up an extra $100 a month, okay, that means I just DoorDash.
You just made an extra $1,200 a year.
Exactly.
Now, how about you try $200 a month?
So I like setting little expectations. I feel like it's never bad, because at least small ones, because it's how you reach. It's for instance, weight loss. If you're I'm gonna lose 50 pounds by next month,
that ain't gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen. And when it doesn't happen, you're just gonna.
You told me that when I told you I was ready to lose weight.
Exactly.
And that's why I still only weighed myself once in the 5 months I've been doing it.
It's good. I mean, it doesn't matter. It all depends on how you feel. If I have a feeling, tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
If you weigh yourself,
you're wrong.
You're. All right. If you weigh yourself, you feel like you can probably judge yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and then 100%.
Either in the positive way, oh snap, I lost this. But in the negative way, it might affect you a little bit.
You know
more.
what my reward is for losing weight? When you guys tell me bro, you're losing weight, I see it. That's how I know it's working.
And when you get the
you looked at my passport today,
exactly,
and
you look completely different from your passport.
I look like a murderer in my passport.
The facial hair and all that didn't help, but you could tell in the structure as well.
Yeah, my fat head.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
losing it,
but
and
now-
I'm sagging a lot more now.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a good problem to have.
That's a great
honestly.
problem.
It's a
Oh,
great
dude,
problem to
please,
have.
do not. No one take me out of context here. Losing the weight, sagging is a phenomenal problem to have.
But back to like the setting expectations bar, like you said, like these kids are. I want to make the next Minecraft. I want to make the next Fortnite.
And listen, that's a great,
beautiful to have.
beautiful. It's not gonna happen.
Don't do that, because then when you're 23 and you didn't do it, you're gonna start drinking.
Yeah,
You're gonna start being like, I hate everybody.
You're gonna lose your passion, your interest.
Everything.
Next thing you know, by your 30,
You're gone.
when you hit the prime of your life,
You're gone.
you're done. It's
So-
you have no aspirations, nothing you want to do. That's why I not set my bar. It's just I don't set goals that big.
No.
Like, what's my goal right now? Maybe I'll get my master's in game design. Very simple thing to do. Very
Simple.
easy. Maybe me and the indie studio I run, we're gonna make a game. Working on a project right now. Nothing big. Like, hey, maybe we'll make $1,000.
And that's how it should be.
And then you grow from there.
And then you grow from there. You see the success or not the success, because
The thing
it might
is,
fail.
I like listening a lot to Simone Sinek. I think you know who that is.
I know
He was the one who answered the millennial question.
Yeah.
Like his answer is famous. And he said, there is a destination between here and the mountain. What most people don't see is the mountain. They just see the end.
Yeah.
I think the people who see the mountain and learn how to traverse it, those are the ones who are successful in life.
Yeah.
And we see
They've been through a lot. They've experienced highs and lows. They experience all of that.
Yeah, 100%.
You just see that. It's like, all right, you want to get there. You don't figure it out. You're setting
next thing, you know, did my cat just jump on you?
Yeah.
I was wondering how long it was going to be before he jumped on something and made an appearance.
That'd been cool.
I think that would have been hilarious. He's been good though. He hasn't knocked like the set over.
He's been incredible
or anything.
Honestly.
Awesome. Also, people are probably wondering, saying, "Yo, like, what happened to the brick wall?" We gave up.
Yeah, no, that brick wall was
We gave
way
up.
too much problems.
Listen,
so.
right? Yeah, right. We're still very impressed by what we were able to
accomplish.
I'm
happy with what it is.
It is what it is. But through your support, it's gonna get even better. But yeah, no, it's actually a little crazy how serious we've gotten today. And we were talking about things going in our friends' asses like an hour ago.
The part that scared me, I'm not gonna lie, was the South talk. But
that's what scared you the most out of everything.
Yeah, everything else is fine. I'm willing to.
You're willing to die on those hills.
On all of those.
It's just the people in the South.
I'm like, oh, we're about to get some.
You know what's funny? I've told so many people that, like, how I hate people from the South, and there are people we work from the South.
Yeah.
And like, what about me, Kyle? It's like, I fucking love you. I just hate everybody
just
else.
One person or two.
It's like listen, but that's how I am. It's like I just don't like anything past Virginia. Anything past Virginia I can't stand. But yeah, there are always going to be people who I meet from those. You can actually see my cat.
There's always going to be the outliers.
There are always going to be the outliers that I end up enjoying.
And I've met people.
I've met so many of them, and I've met some funny people from the South,
incredible people
who make me piss myself when I talk to them. But they sound like they got a ball of marbles in their mouth. He will jump. He will jump on you. Is he thinking about it?
He looks like he's like staring at me. He's like, shit.
Is his eyes like getting huge?
No, like decent size. No, he's chilling.
He's chilling. Let's let him chill. He just wants to be part of it. Yo, get a headset on. Just get him like a little bed,
right here,
a bed right here.
That'd be pretty sick.
So like, yo, so, get a little mic. Be like, yo, what do you think about this? Kenny's like, meow. Like, yo, facts.
It's like talking about like that stuff. One of my favorite things because as you guys could tell, we're from the north side of Jersey. We work with a good amount of people that are from the south side of Jersey, and we go into back and forths on how
back and forths. I'm gonna say this right now. The minute you live past Newark, as a person, I don't care who you are. New Jersey to me is Newark up to like Hoboken. That's New Jersey. Like
Fort Lee.
Like, do you remember like it was a while ago? Like even like the governor had to talk about it. How like was it like mid Jersey? There's north, mid, south. We're like, mid don't exist, bro.
Mid does not.
There's North Jersey and South Jersey.
You're done.
That's how it is.
End of conversation.
I'm actually hoping, like, as this goes out, like, we're meeting people from Jersey, and like, because I know there's the Garden State podcast. Those guys are pretty funny. I'd love to hear their take on like how North Jersey is just 10 times better than every other part of New Jersey.
Yeah. Like I told you, like
if you're not from,
I really enjoy Jersey.
Hey, yo, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? I don't know if you guys can see him, but he's not. Yo, you're knocking the set over. So my cat is rubbing himself. Come here. You want to come up? I think
Put
we'll
him on the cam.
Come here. Come. I think we'll come up if I ask him. Come on. There he is.
There he is.
There he is. All right, so yeah, I really want to hear like their take.
I would love to hear it too because, like I said earlier, I really enjoy Jersey. It's not the best, but sure as hell, I think better than a lot of the places I've been to.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. I definitely agree. What do you have to say? Astute. I agree 100%.
I feel that 100.
This is probably like the best cat in the world.
Yeah, I was telling Kyle that this is like one of the only cats that I've ever hung out with that wants to get pet, that wants affection, as opposed to biting you or scratching you.
You just put your ass in my face, man.
There you go.
There you go. Move your Gatorade bottle. I'm so cool if he hangs out like this.
If he stays like that, I'm cool with it too.
He will lay there the entire time while we're talking and not care. You good, dude? For anyone who knows, this is Kenny. This is my large silver tabby cat. He is, as you can see, great cat. It's a good boy.
He's a calm dude.
He's a very, 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 very good boy. He you gotta appreciate him sometimes. Yo, it's good, brother. You all right? Found that shit. I was telling Paul he fucked me up a couple days ago.
Yeah, I see your scratches on your hand.
My scratches all over my hand. I enjoy playing with him. I love how he completely derailed that conversation too.
Yeah, but whatever. He's cute.
So he's gonna play with that.
Let's take this down then.
Yeah, he's gonna play with that. But nah, he what were we even talking about?
Jersey.
Oh, Jersey.
South,
yeah.
North.
So if you're not from Hudson County, Bergen County, or Essex County, you don't live.
Essex is like the farthest.
You don't live in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you ever heard of Ocean County? No, you don't exist.
No.
There's nobility in New Jersey, and then there's peasants in New Jersey. Anything past Newark, you are a fucking peasant.
No, I agree, honestly.
I 100% agree. Rutgers, New Brunswick. I think that's exit 9 on the turnpike.
I believe so too.
Anything 9 and peasants. The first 9, 0 to 9, you're a peasant. 9 to 18, which gets you all the way to Fort Lee.
Yeah.
Nobility. That's New Jersey. Everything else sucks.
Yeah, that's why I love that I live in the North. I feel like Jon Snow when I say that.
Are you a bastard child too?
No, I feel like I'm like from the North.
Ugh. I got like hair in my mouth for my cat. That's one thing I hate about. He just sheds a lot. I'm just too lazy to get him shaved. Man's literally falling asleep, dude. Dude jumps on the set just to fall asleep, bro. I've never met like a more personality cat.
But yeah, this podcast is going to deal with all these different topics. Some of them are going to be stupid as hell.
I mean, we said it last week.
Yeah,
like, sometimes we're going to be talking about some serious stuff.
And some serious stuff.
I mean, we literally talked about things going in our friend's ass.
Yeah.
And then started talking about abortion. Harrison the entire Chiefs organization.
The Chiefs organization.
My cat derails the conversation. And now we're talking about South Jersey. So, dude, we're going to get like, I actually don't think anybody from the South will ever listen to us.
No, we're about to get.
I'm cool with that though. I think it'll be fun. I don't think they have internet. They don't. I'm cool with it.
What I'm looking forward to, I know you said earlier, is having people on that we don't really necessarily agree with. There's a good amount of people that I know that I don't agree with, but I would love to have them on.
I just like having fun with everything.
And we're willing to have those conversations. And at the end of the day, like if we don't agree, we don't agree. I'm not going to stop talking to you.
No, I'm going to respect the hell out of you as a person.
Will I
ask you for my kidney? Probably not.
No, don't ask me for my kidney.
Yeah, I don't need your kidney.
For my other lung.
I can still have a conversation with you over a glass of water on an hour podcast.
Yeah,
I think
not
that's
a problem.
Fine.
And that's what I'm also more excited about, just to see other people's perspective and either not getting into an argument, but getting into like a back and forth discussion.
I wouldn't say a back and forth. Back and forth implies like.
Well.
I think when you're having a conversation, the primary goal is have the conversation to understand the person. Don't listen to respond.
No.
So like when people talk to me, it's like, I'm listening because I want to understand you. Now, if you say something egregious, and I'm talking borderline stupid, I'm going to call you out on it. And be like, all right, what you're saying is so stupid. Like there are a couple of people, like when we posted episode 1, who reached out to me on Instagram saying, hey man, how can I get on that? Some of them I left on red because they're just not interesting as a person. And I'll say that clearly now for any listener, like we will bring on anybody.
Yeah.
We don't. Is Timmy trapped in the well? What's going on, buddy? You good? Just completely. You're interrupting me a little too much. I'm gonna have to ask you to chill the fuck out.
You're saying?
Like yeah, like people have asked, like, yo, dude, it's so cool that you were able to set that up. Like the set looks sick and everything, which I know they're fucking lying to me. It doesn't look sick.
Yeah, 100% lying.
But they're like, yo, I can't believe like you actually managed to do it. Like I'd love to come on sometime and talk. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, what do you have to offer? Like, I know you, like, you are just You know how I know, like, I'm not going to bring them on? Because that's the first time I've heard from them in, like, 3 years.
Yep, that's huge.
It's like, I don't care who you are. And
that's so huge.
I'll put this clip on my Instagram. It's like, listen, if you want to get on this show, you need to fucking impress me.
Yeah.
Okay? And not even impress me, like, you need to be a millionaire. Dude, just do something that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what do you do for a living? Oh, I make horseshoes. I will have that person on here rather than, oh, what do I do? Well, I take care of all of the, traffic in North Bergen. You're a fucking crossing guard is what you are. I don't care.
I want to take it to that extent. But
I do. That's what I'm here for.
I'm willing to talk to people if they're interesting, have stuff to offer.
I'd rather talk to an OnlyFans model than a fucking crossing guard.
Who wouldn't? I'm saying
like that's my level of interest.
I would, if Amaranth was here, like right now.
Why are you bringing up Amaranth right away? That's crazy.
But anyways,
I'm gonna tag that now.
Amaranth.
I'm gonna tag it. It's gonna be a clip and be like, Amaranth ? It's like, who the fuck are these sweaty dudes?
Yeah,
these ugly ass dudes. Losers from North Jersey.
That's the cutest thing on this thing.
Bro, he's chilling. He's passed out. So he's chilling. But yeah, no, it's I think it was great. We got to a lot of serious shit today, which is always pretty cool. Definitely didn't start serious.
No, did not start. We're talking about putting stuff in somebody's ass. But
no, I wasn't putting something in somebody's ass.
Well, not us. Oh, shit. Let me clarify that.
I was curious about what was going in somebody's ass.
Yes, exactly.
Which doesn't make it sound any better.
No.
But I was
But at least it wasn't us.
No, it wasn't me.
And that's the most important part here.
I don't know. I feel like if something's going to go in your ass, like I'm not going to judge you, Paul. I think it's okay. That's actually the reason I don't do it. I'm afraid I'm going to like it.
I even want to comment on this. I'll be honest with you.
You don't have to comment. This is just me telling you as a friend, like why there are certain, where I draw my comfort line.
I hope you have something in your butt and you're like, wow, I enjoy this.
I'm afraid. No, but that's where my fear comes in.
And let's try to avoid that.
That I'm afraid that like I'm like, oh, that was nice.
Ooh,
let's go for a fist,
baby.
That sounds like I'm afraid. So it's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good right now.
Ooh,
please don't do that ever again. This cat literally just came on, derailed my whole way of thinking. But no, I think today was a solid day. Got everything.
Good day.
Good day. Talked about it.
Good topics. Yeah, do it again next week.
Always. We appreciate everybody listening as always. Listening to the smut that comes out of our mouth.
Please don't question the brick. I know I'm saying that at the end now, but don't question.
It's not even don't question the brick. It's like it's not coming back. All right.
That brick was.
I have so many double mounted tapes on the top of my wall. Like, look at that. I have to pay for that. Like,
now we'll get that off.
That's my security deposit.
No, we'll get that off.
Okay, it better be.
Yeah, we'll just use Goo Gone.
What?
Goo Gone.
What the fuck is Goo Gone?
It's basically like a little like a liquid that you put on gooey surfaces and it just takes it off.
Don't ever use the word gooey.
Goo Gone.
When like describing something to me.
Yeah, I used to work at a bike shop and that used to be our friend when stickers used to never come off.
Goo Gone?
Goo Gone.
Like GEW?
I think it was GOO Gone.
Goo?
Yeah.
Like Google? Like if you're going to spell Google, GOO?
Yeah, Goo Gone. GOO Gone. It's like a yellow bottle.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah. So fun fact for everybody here, if you have sticky surfaces, pause, use Goo Gone.
That's not an ad read, by the way. Definitely not
even an ad read.
Not even an ad read.
We got to get a safety deposit back when we need to turn this back in.
Yeah, I know, right? Look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6 on the other side.
1, 2. Yeah, exactly. And there's still so
mind
much
you,
more
what's
over
holding up the stuff behind this is those.
Exactly.
Like you could even see on the other side where I messed up and I have ripped off paint off my wall. I do it. Very good. We appreciate everybody listening today. Today was a more serious day. Thought we were gonna do it, but Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
How many things are we on? Holy shit.
Apple Spot. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Cool.
At Degens On Air.
Yeah, and TikTok.
And we are on TikTok at Mythical is where you can find us. You can find all the links in the bio. I'll put everything there. And make sure to like, subscribe. If you put notifications on, I don't care if you do or not. Like, I don't want to post a video and then you're sleeping. I'd feel like that'd be really inconvenient. Like, I'm posting a video and somebody's sleeping. Like, what if somebody's wife is giving birth?
It's all good.
And it goes off like Degens On Air. Babe, keep it in your vagina. Kyle and Paul just dropped a new vid. Go. That's insane.
I mean, I mind it. I want notifications on.
I mean, if you want to put notifications on, the subscription is enough.
The subscription is more than enough.
The view, we're in your debt. Enough. We appreciate that. Are you good, bro?
He's like, I want to get off. Hurry up. End it. But on that note, great time. Appreciate you, Kyle.
Yo, as always, we appreciate everyone. Make sure to tune in next week, same time, same place.
Yeah.
I think my cat's going to stay here.
Potential guest, I believe.
Potential. We're thinking.
Guest.
We're still thinking.
So we'll get that.
See?
Yeah.
See, look at him.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate y'all.
Bye-bye.